Hey, what's up, locker room? Come on, man. You know, I've been waiting to get here to talk to you guys. So much has happened this past week. It's just, mm, mm. And I must say this too now. Let me get this out. We just had, and you guys saw it, we just had All-Star Weekend. And I gotta drop this that I liked All-Star Weekend. I like what I saw, some of the things that they did to make it a little more sparkety. The world versus, USA. That was cool. That was I like that. But I tell you what though, that would be an interesting 7 game series if you played it like that for real. That would be an interesting 7 game series. One game like that in an all-star format playing around everybody. Think about this thing. Here's what I'm saying. Everybody can play together well enough to win. But, but, oh, this is so crazy. It just came to me, two peeps. This just came to me. But say it's a 7 game series, right? And now we're talking about a whole different thing. And it's the battle, USA against the world. you know. And let me tell you what. See, the world, I believe, would have a better chance. No, absolutely, Michael. Oh, thank you, Father. Would have a better chance of winning a 7 game series. This is what we should do. I want to talk about this. Who do you guys think would win a 7 game series if it was the world versus USA? Who do you think would win a 7 game series? Gene, do we have the comments? Because I don't see them. Yeah, y'all get them up. Let me see this because this I want to holler about right here. Right here. Get the comments. Let me get my comments, man. Let me see my peeps, man. Let me talk. You know, I'm here to talk to the peeps. So I want to see the peeps. Let's talk about this. What's up, guys? How's everybody doing? You know, now I get alive. I get alive when you guys are here and I'm talking to you, and it's not just me talking to me. So it's great to see you guys, man. It's great to see you. Anderson Avenue 87, Playmaker 5 right here, man. Come on in, hang out with me. Scarecrow. Scarecrow, what's up, brother? How you doing, man? Listen, let me tell you guys, and I want you guys to give me an answer on this. I want you to give me an answer. Dude. Okay. Yeah. That's a funny one right there. At Kane Head. That's funny right there. I don't even want to. I know they got AI now. I don't even want to have my words saying those things, man. But since you're here, I'm gonna give it to him. Can't hear. You know what I mean? Oh God, somebody gonna take my voice, and somebody's going to take that and do so with it. Buddy, you see how much you mean to me? I just put that out in the ether, to make sure I shout a little love back. You know somebody gonna take that and do something with that. You just know it. Now, every time I call you, came here, they gonna take that. Oh snap, they gonna take that. I'm telling y'all, god damn. Okay, man. I'm all right. It's all good. Let them take it. We know, and we know every time they say it, no, you gonna say, man, yeah, Michael told me this was gonna happen, and your name gonna be big, and they don't know it's your handle, but yeah, they gonna drop that again. Listen, I was just talking about it. No, listen here. Feel the funk. Go say, no, nobody will do that. Y'all know damn well everybody won't do that. That's funny, man. That's funny, man. You know, hey, that's funny. That is funny, man. But let's talk. Let's talk through this. I want to ask you guys that. in a 7-game series, because I was just talking about the format from the All-Star game. 7-game series. The world versus USA. Because I like that little battle. I like what it was. I like what it was. Now, the world versus USA in a 7-game series, who wins? I say the world. What sayeth thee? And why you say this? I'm telling you, Michael Irvin is so underrated. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, man. I have a place for you to do your podcast in Albuquerque. Feel the funk. I'm telling you, I'm coming out there to do an Albuquerque podcast. I want to do that too. I swear, you guys, I want to do that. I swear, I want to come. Like if I set people up to do that and people come out, we should. Man, that would be insane. That would be insane. I want to because there's nothing like the vibe of people. When if you're in an open show, but if you really love people, then there's nothing like the vibe with people. And if you really vibe with people, yeah, you know what I'm saying. But everybody that does my job is not like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling y'all for real, man. When we were working on shows, traveling, doing pregame shows, there would be so many people, they would hate to be going out here. They don't want to go out here. They're like, oh my God. And I said, man, what do you mean? It was like, we're going to have to deal with all these people. I said, yeah, this is a football game. Let's go get hype with the people and bring it to the air. You know what I mean? But they just saw it differently. I don't know. I see it that way. And even that's why even at college game, throwing out the belt, you're enjoying the crowd. There's a power that goes with when you're around everybody and you're on one accord like that. It's insane. It's insane. So you should be having fun. Now wait. Track City too heavy. Are you saying, because you said, Mike, you tripping, homie? Are you saying I'm tripping on who would win this game? Are you saying who? Okay, I see now. I see it all. USA sweep. Oh, come on, dude. Dude, no way. No, we're gonna talk this, y'all. We're gonna talk this. We're gonna talk this. We're gonna talk. There's no way. See, there's elements that you're not thinking about that will stop them. Certainly from sweep. I have a YouTube channel. Can't wait any shows on your production. Oh yeah, I appreciate that, man. AJR Brown, I'm telling you. Is that just A Junior Brown? How do you say that? I appreciate that, man. We got some great things coming, and I can't wait to do it. And we're able to do things now because everything is out here. It's not a few people that control everything, and people make their own decisions on what they like to watch and everything. So I just love that. I just love that. I know I seem scattered because I have been running around all day pretty busy, but I was looking forward to getting here and talking with you guys. And you're absolutely right. See, Kane here messing with me again. He's gonna drop Wimby in here, and I want to discuss this, and we're gonna talk about that Track City, because Track City says USA will sweep the world. I say the world would win. I know we're not at a time where we're still believing that there's a real gap in physical capabilities when you see last, what, 5, 6, 7, I don't know, MVPs in the league have been from the world. And obviously you looking at Wimby now and what they come. Man, are you joking? You think about that. Wimby, Luca, Joker. Shea. Man, you out of your mind, man. Y'all out of your mind. Get out of here with that. I refuse to buy that. Dude, Tatum, wait, Tatum be playing with US, right? Now Tatum, what do you mean? Giannis, God darn, Giannis. Ah, darn, look what I'm forgetting, dude. Oh, Giannis. Oh my God. Hey, boy, are y'all joking? Think about that. Think about that. How you think you gonna win with that right there? Come on, man. Come on. Okay. That size that Jokic and Young, and not Jokic and Wemby's going to bring is, you know, and think about that size with that skill set. What we gonna do with that? I'm just being real. What you think we would do with that? That's insane. And then the break off that is here comes Giannis. That's the break. That's supposed to be the break. I've been seeing Giannis do a lot of commercials with one being the little kid messing with him, um, and he said, "I'm better than him." I love that stuff, man. But dude, I'm telling you, think about that, man. Y'all can mess around, y'all can say what you want. I love my country. I believe it's all I know. I love the country. I don't agree with everything politically, and I won't get into that, but I love the country. And I want this country to say, I want to be able to say it would be USA. Excuse me. I really want to be able to say that, but I would be lying. And we don't do that here. We don't play that here. We're not going to do that here. Not us. Not here. You know what I mean? And wow, that just, when you think about how that has grown, I'm going to give you this too, why I say this. The reason I say this is this. We'll have a lot of great players, but they'll be fighting for one country. So each of all of our great players and all of them playing together hard, even if it's Durant, even Braun's still old enough playing there right now, all of this, they'll be fighting for one country. Somewhere in that game, though we look at it as their greatest asset, somewhere in a tough fought game that may become their greatest liability. Because which one of them is going to be number one in their country? And they're all playing on the same team. The Bible says vanity is his greatest sin. Even though we're on the same team, I still want to be the top dog in my country. But the world will have stars from many different countries. So now, each time they do anything, they're the only star in that country. They don't have to fight amongst themselves to be number one in their country because they're coming from so many different places. And I say to you, with the talent this level now, with the world in the NFL, the good old thing that they say will break down the good old USA. Vanity, my favorite sin. This is the quote. This was a quote from the Devil's Advocate and all of that, right? Right. So it ain't my favorite sin. But I'm telling you, it's just a quote, which is a great movie. If you never watched Devil's Advocate, it's a great movie. Vanity is in there. Somebody, somebody going to want to be that man. And we gotta, and some way, somehow, that may put a little crack in the armor when everybody else is automatically gonna be the man in their country. Dude, it's a hell of a thought. It is the one reason talent this level, I say no way. USA will win. That right there. I'm just saying that's how I looked at it. Shea, Luca, Giannis, Joker, Wimby is a tough squad, dude. God damn, it's a tough squad. Ain't nowhere in the world. Put your squad up against that, man. Ain't nowhere in the world we would be doing. We could play with that, man. Yeah, I do too, man. Hey, I do too. That's my dude, man. And I had him on in the White House the other day. I don't even know how to pronounce all of this you got out here. Uh, he saw him, Miss you and Stephen A. going at it. I'm gonna have to figure out that. Al on the prowl. I got you, dog. Al on the prowl. Y'all some funny dudes, man. This is so dude. Like, what's the base of how people pick the names? Like, okay, what's Al on the prowl? What's the base of how you pick those names? Somebody, if you could give me and just kind of enlighten me on that, you can. But yeah, or Mitchell was boy catching heat brown Kawhi. Yeah. Hey, we got I look Donovan Mitchell, bad boy, bad boy. Jalen Bronson, bad boys. All that, y'all threw all that in there, everything in there. I'm still taking the USA. You know what I mean? I appreciate that too. Huh? Typical Cowboy fan. Maybe I got your autograph at the Arizona game. I appreciate you. I appreciate you too, brother, for showing up and hanging out with a brother, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, I really do. Appreciate that. Dude, Anthony Edwards. And that was a bad man. He got the MVP. Kate Cunningham. All right. Hey, listen, we can put together a hell of a squad. But dude, I'm telling y'all, who's going to come out of that demand? Detroit does look good right now too. Kate Cunningham. Y'all know I know they play the Knicks. They play the Knicks, I think, tomorrow, Saturday, right? And was it last year when I went and caught a game and they were playing the game, Kate Cunningham ran over to me, came over to meet me. I thought that was so cool, man. This bad young man playing great basketball and took the time to come over, give me some love, pay his respects. Well, play it sounds like I'm dead, and I'm not dead. You know what I mean? Just to show the love, I should say it that way. You know, but I appreciate that. I appreciate young guys like that. Same thing, Ant-Man and Anthony Edwards when we were there in Minnesota coming over, man, because young guys like that, they tell you that those are the guys that could have played. And I used to say I would never say that. Like this young guy couldn't play, because these guys are way more talented. But that's why I just say those are the guys that they got today's talent with that yesterday's mindset that you love. You know what I mean? That you really you jump down in and love. Now, dude. Now, y'all. Also, I know I talked to you guys a little bit about this, and Cowboy fans, everybody around here, you better hold on to this. Tyreek Hill, y'all. We talked about him being released. Tyreek Hill upsets everything in the wide receiver market. You understand what I'm saying? And even for George Pickens and all of this, because in the battle of business, everybody's trying to gain and hold on to any kind of leverage. while they're doing the negotiations. But they not lying when they're speaking certain things. Well, like, during negotiations, Jeremy say to David Mulugeta, listen, there's a Tyreek Hill out here. And he says he looks good and ready to go. So the power you thought you had, you may not have all of it because I have somewhere to go if we just can't come to an agreement. If I could trade George Pickens to take some more picks, and now that 30 million we had allocated, or 35, we can spend it over here. You see what I'm saying? Tyreek Hill upsets the apple cart everywhere. And I told everybody this. I'm telling you, stop saying you can go find another damn Tyreek Hill. Think about this, dude. Every year we hear about some fast guy, what he ran at the combine, and the combine's about to come up, and we'll hear it again. And if he runs a 4.2 this or a 4.1 that, you hear about it that day. But you don't hear him making all kind of plays. We go through this every damn year. They're trying to find fast guys everywhere. They've been doing it since day touch night. And all them damn years, they ain't find no Tyreek Hill. You think you just can go and find a Tyreek Hill? To run that fast and have an ability to gauge, monitor air awareness to catch that ball is insane. Mike, I'm working right now. I'm going to call you later. It's insane. Insane. And we keep thinking and minimizing Tyreek Hill by saying, well, his boy, he's so fast, he's faster than him. Boy, I'm telling you. So George Pickens and David Mulugetas and every receiver out here, Tyreek upsets the apple cart because none of them runs like him, and none of them are him. And teams will wait on this. And I'm going to say this right now. It'll be the scariest shit for me and all of Cowboys fans. Please, guys, don't let him go to San Francisco. Oh, you going to leave Andy and go to Kyle Shanahan? And you got a Brock Purdy who now is not just the game manager. He's buying. Oh my God! I don't. Let's get out of that conversation. Let's get out of it. Let's go. Yeah, I know on the prowl. You're talking about Tyreek Hill may go back to Kansas City. I know Kansas City is trying to put all the band back together. That's why they brought back Eric Bieniemy. And if you let him get back to Kansas City, you just revive that franchise. That's everybody's living good now because Kansas City is down now, which means everybody else have more hope now. Let him get to Kansas City. Yeah. Things will get ugly again. I'm telling you, things will get ugly again. So I'm not trying to do that. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm just not trying to do that. Yeah, I like you. I like that too, man. It's simply football. Talk about the Netflix. You talk about the Netflix show. Say the locker room is your true personality. I love that. Is that your team producing a Netflix show? No, it isn't. No, it isn't. It is actually Brandon Marshall's team producing the Netflix show. And other things. So, they're trying to learn and figure things and figure us and figure me and all of that so we can make a show. But you know what, dude? And for me, because remember, I'm coming from that other world. And this is a great topic. Let's talk about this. I'm coming from that other world, right? Of doing TV and podcasts. It's more real. It's just like, all of the production, it's about just being real. Now, that part of everything we've been doing over there is great because right now everybody's real. And I want this to be the base. I want this to be the base. But when you're in a room with more people, you have to give them time to get comfortable and be real. I don't want to overshadow it or do anything that will take away from that being a safe space to be real. And that's the base of everything. And it's so funny you talk about this, right? I was studying some things I saw today because I wanted to talk about it. And I was going to do a little video on it. So I went and watched. Hey, I appreciate that, buddy. He said, love you, Mike. Vicky Singleton. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that love. But I wanted to do a video about the 106 and sports with Cam that they canceled over at BET, and I was like, wow, like Cam's a talented young man and a talented dude, and he's different. And it's usually good when you're different, especially for things for TV, and you have an opinion, and he has an opinion. And LeBron James is LeBron James. So I don't know how that show felt, and I didn't want to speak about it or say anything about it until I saw it. And then I went and saw it. I was watching it today when I was working out because I know I was going to talk to you guys, and I wanted to talk about it, and even that, what you're learning as that show was produced incredibly. The show was produced incredibly. It was in a live audience, like that's great. But I don't know if they were sharing any realness of who they are. And I don't know that people attach to any of that. Now, when you're in a setting, if I'm here, I can do me easily because it's just me. But you're in a setting, you're trying to also extract realness out of people. You see what I mean? Be straight with people, be truth with people, you know. And sometimes, at least early on, it don't have to always be about what I'm saying. I am listening to not just what they are saying, but also trying to gather how they think. Then you can determine how much you can get from anybody. I don't spend time I want to understand how you think. Then we can determine where we can go after we get to understand how each other thinks. So yeah, that's a working process. It's a working process. It's a working process. And yeah. So but I love doing this show. I love doing it. And I love being here because it's just us talking. And here I'm talking with you. I'm pushing it now over there to find some way that we can incorporate conversation. It's conversation. Even commingling the podcast in the TV world, or what they're doing, like what one of six of sports, trying to produce something beautifully like that instead of just, hey, I'm just sitting here hanging out and trying to commingle them to make a great show is probably what you call the goal. If we sit here and chat for 45 minutes, it really felt like we did it for 10 minutes. That's the goal on all shows. But I'm learning things about podcasts and stuff like that. So I was just shocked because that was a talented, well-produced show. But the thing that I read said they didn't connect with the people on social media. That's the best part about this. You get to connect with people. No more faking it, no more playing it. Let me see who you really are. Now, here's what's interesting. If you give people something totally different than who you are, yeah, they pick that up too. You know what I'm saying? Totally different than who you are. Being authentic and being real is the number one thing. And what I gathered from watching it, and I'm still learning about it, was the social media engagement. If you don't have this, you don't have a chance. And I didn't even hear about the show until until it was over. Yeah, you know what? I'll call Emmett on that, man. You know what? I should do that. Because I was watching E on that's so funny you bring that up. Uh Typical Cowboy fan asking about Emmett. Emmett as a guest in the locker room. Double trouble, bring up the old stuff, talking about the old stuff. See, see how much information Emmett will give you guys. I would definitely do that. I was watching Emmett also though with Bishop Jakes. Thought he did a great job on the thing that Bishop Jakes does called Next Chapter. It's a good piece. It's a great piece. It's a great podcast that he does. Um, I'm going to get on. Yeah, I want to get comment on to my boy, Cameron. Cameron's a funny dude, ain't he? Cameron's a funny dude. I was wondering this too, though. Yeah, I skipped this because I think it'd be funny. Because sometimes, and it's between you, sometimes when I'm sitting there with Brandon or Michael Beasley, talking to them, I feel okay, like when I'm watching Cam and Mace sometimes, and Cam will say something, and then Mace will say something, you're like, where'd you get that from? How'd that come from that? You know what I'm saying? So I've got to feel like that sometimes with Brandon, like, wait, how'd you get that from that sometimes? So I want to get a makeup artist, people, right? And I'm gonna try to do like a Cameron mask, and then I'm gonna put Brandon in a Mace mask, and we have some fun with it like that. You know what I mean? And we're gonna do a Cam and a Mace skit. They're my boys, though. Y'all know they're my boys, man. So I don't play with that. But that would be funny because that's what I sometimes when I think about those things, I think about those things. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, man. They were pushing about everything left my asshole. You see what Cam and Mace has done, and that's why I bring them up because we were talking about. Man, I'm telling you, dude, it's funny. Y'all be having me rolling. It's so funny. Dom Lynch, it's so funny. That show is so funny. They are funny. It's a great balance of funny, messy, and the perspective of how they see things, and and Cameron, and they always trying to catch me up in something. Like, dude, you know, right, with all that Paul shit. I'm like, man, I ain't gonna be sitting here doing all this Paul stuff. You know, I gotta, I gotta go and talk in front of Fortune 500 companies, and I'm motivating their workforce. I can't be sitting here, pause through the whole thing. These white people may not know what I'm talking about. And then I go on a golf course driving at the golf course doing an appearance for the Dallas Cowboys and all of their top people, sponsors and advertisers. And everybody, all the white dudes, Michael, Michael, every time I said, man, let me see if I can drop this in the hole. Pause. I said, what? The white dude said pause. I said, man, what are you talking about? Pause, man. So it's everywhere, man. It's funny stuff, man. But yeah. Hey, hey, boy. The boy said I'm in the Pauls of Fame. That Paul stuff, that's crazy, man. Y'all do, for people that don't understand it, pause is anytime you say anything that could be taken in a sexual manner, anything, you got to say pause right after that. And this is only like, it's almost like pause. The really thing that ain't nobody saying, pause, no diddy shit. Basically what they're saying. That's how I kind of take it. Pause, no diddy shit. Like, I've been, I'm great at shooting pool. And so you guys, I said, I'm always great with anything where you got to work with a stick ball and whole, golf, pool. I got to say pause because they'll take that. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, y'all see what I'm saying? Yeah, it's too much. It's too much. But that's the now crowd, and that's the peeps. And the junk is funny. It is funny, man. And y'all see when they put that together sometimes, right? Where I'm going on a little rant, and I didn't do any pauses, so they just let me rant, and they be just dropping in the pauses. Chuck is funny. It is funny stuff, man. It's funny engagement, man. It's funny engagement, and that's what you gotta have, because that engages the most important aspect of all of it, which is you. You know what I mean? The days of just talking at you or to you is over. You gotta let people share. That's why it's called social media. Let's be social. So I appreciate you guys all being social, and I appreciate you guys giving me all your thoughts. Keep giving me your thoughts. Well, no, Gene, we're gonna do that. We'll do that. We're gonna do that because I was thinking about this because there was a show that we have coming, and I put a name out for the show. I love it. Love it. And everybody I brought up and told them do it. Boof, boof, boof. They love it. They love it. They love it. Now we have other people come in and they say, hey, you know what? We think this name. We think this name. And I said, you know what? Let's not just take our understanding on it. Stuff like this, I'm going to put to you guys and ask. I'm going to give you 3 or 4 names. I'm going to give you maybe a description of what we're doing. I'm going to give you the names, and I'm going to let you pick it. You see what I'm saying? This is what I'm talking about. You can do this and have this kind of engagement. And we could do something where everybody said, man, I was a part of that. I was a part of that. You know what I mean? So yeah, we're going to do that. You're going to pick the name of a show now. It's going to be the name of a show. I'm going to give you some names. Yeah, and we'll definitely do that. We're going to definitely do that. That's going to be cool too. That'll be cool. All right, I better go. I do good. Yeah, I got another meeting. Just one more for today. And then I come back and watch some sports. But listen, I'm telling you, I appreciate you guys showing up. I appreciate you guys chatting. And I'm gonna say this too because I saw somebody talk about it. Dude, I love that's what I want to say. Did y'all see the Malachi Tony thing? And it talked about like some NIL deal for Malachi Tony. I saw something the other day where it said another kid wanted what he wanted for his NIL deals, and people are starting to leak out, I guess, what these kids are asking for. in the NIL deal. Guy said he won't be able to get, yeah, I won't be taken off the field unless I'm saying I'm tired. You know, that's pretty crazy stuff, huh? You know what I mean? I ain't blaming nobody, but I just thought it was interesting. And I saw where it had Malachi Tony stuff. And Malachi Tony gets the use of a suite in the stadium. I mean, that's cool. I would love that. I love that for him. I was like, ball and play pays, boy. Hey, and I don't give a damn what he needs. Give it to him, is what I say, because we need him right there in Miami. I'm gonna let that go. I gotta run out of here. I wanted to talk about all that stuff, but we'll have a conversation about it, okay? Peeps, I appreciate you. I love you. And I really do call you family. All right? We'll talk next time. God bless.